Most content about getting your real estate license as an investor is a pitch. And I can promise you guys, this is absolutely not that. Actively did not want my license for 5 years. I thought agents were the problem. I thought the license would slow me down and add too much red tape to something that was already working for myself. Then I got it. And I've been fined twice by the MLS because of that. And I would still make the same decision today. Here's the thing, whether you should get your license depends entirely on what kind of investor you are and what you are trying to build. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the real red tape that nobody talks about, the real benefits that tip the scale for me, and by the end, I will give you a clear way to think about whether this is the right move for you specifically. Before I got licensed, I was moving fast, staying off market, no compliance obligations, no disclosure requirements. The investor community I was in reinforced that. The mindset was that agent protect commissions and slow down deals. If you're a serious investor, you go direct to the seller and cut out all the BS. For a long time, that worked fine. I was finding deals, building my portfolio, and moving fast because nobody was watching how I operated. So when people started suggesting I get my license, my gut reaction was the same every time. Why would I add red tape to something that is already working? That is a fair question. And the honest answer starts with understanding exactly what the license actually brings with it. Because most of the people pushing you toward it skip this part entirely. When you get your real estate license, you are no longer just an investor. In the eyes of the law, the MLS, and every transaction you touch, you are a licensed real estate professional, and that comes with obligations. First, disclosure. If you have a license and you are buying a property, you are legally required to disclose that you are a licensed agent in that transaction. Every time, no exceptions. Some sellers are fine with it. Others immediately wonder if you have a certain angle to get their listing. It introduces friction into direct to seller conversations. Second, MLS compliance. The MLS has rules, a lot of them. How you market properties, advertise deals, communicate about listings, all govern. And unlike general law, the MLS is actively watching. Compliance officers, notices, fines, and let me add, a ton of freaking Karens on Facebook pages that want to give you fines. Which brings me to the part I probably should have understood better before I signed up. Both times related to how I was marketing off-market property. As an investor, I had been marketing off-market deals a certain way for years. The first fine I could see coming in hindsight. I was violated based on advertising guidelines. Paid the fine, adjusted. The second was more frustrating. I genuinely thought I had adjusted. Turns out, not enough. Both times it cost me money, costed me time, and I had to rethink how I operated in a space where I had been comfortable for years. Second, additional income. I am still an investor first, but when I'm working with a seller and I am the right person to list their property, I can do that. It gives me another tool under my tool belt. I have made significant money from commissions I would have handed to another agent without my license. I'm talking like millions at this point. Third, optionality. I can now buy the property as an investor, list it as an agent, wholesale a contract, or offer creative financing. The license does not limit what I can do. It adds to it, right? In a market where deals are harder to find, having more ways to create a win with a seller genuinely matters. So now here's what I would think about whether this is the right move for you. You should probably get your license if you want more options, you want the data and additional income, and you're willing to learn on the compliance side. The license will likely make you more money over time than it costs you. That's not that hard to do. You should probably not get your license if your edge is speed and simplicity. If you're moving fast, staying off market, wholesaling, and your entire strategy depends on operating without friction or disclosure requirements, the license is going to create headache that genuinely slows you down. Compliance obligations are not optional. They're not light. They're annoying. It has made me more money than it cost me 10x, 100x fold, but it has also cost me money on the other side. The fines were real. The friction in certain seller conversations is real. Time learning compliance rules is real. It's not a free upgrade. I can tell you that. There is a trade-off there. I wish someone had given me this conversation before I made the decision myself, not just all the pitch, not the sales page for license course, downline, etc. Just an honest look at what you are gaining versus what you're taking on. I spent 5 years on just the investment side, no license, and I have been on the other side long enough to know both sides. And the answer is genuinely different depending on who you are. If this helped you think through it, drop a comment and tell me where you landed. I'm super curious. Are you leaning towards getting your license, or do you think it's not the right fit? And if you're an investor trying to figure out how to structure your business, the license question, deal flow, financing strategy, strategy. I do strategy calls. Link in the description. I'll see you on the next one.